So where I came across this really cool class that fully introduced me to the concept of working in tech was, I believe, my sophomore year. At the time, MySpace was like super big. Everyone's creating their MySpace pages. In our school, Mr. Carver and Mr. West, they both were like, hey, do you realize what you're doing when you're using all of these different lines of code? That's what software development is. For me, that was like the thing that opened up the door to a whole bunch of other possibilities. Yeah, this is a group. But how are you? It's good to see you. I came from somewhere where like tech wasn't taught. So it was effectively everyone's expected to go into like sports because that's your way to get out of work. Right. So it was really important for me. And I got introduced to a teacher that had very similar, mindset as you had, that was like, you are in a position that the system has failed you in the case of high school. Let's remove some barriers and open some doors for you. And here's what it looks like to have those opportunities, but it's your responsibility to make sure that other folks who don't have those same opportunities presently get those opportunities. And that was the exact same thing that I saw here working with you.
You overestimate my role, but
So I went to the New Jersey Institute of Technology, or folks just call it NJIT. First time, away from home, really living on campus, and it's a great opportunity to sort of actually build my tech career. But of course, you're a broke college student, and I was just like looking for on-campus jobs. I ended up at the Littman Architecture Library. There's like one person there, and I'm like, hey, you seem understaffed. I have, a lot of time on my hands. I would love to have the opportunity. And then Maya just like, listen, if you're willing to come in and work hard and, also learn, I'm happy to help you and work with you. And for me, it was really great seeing someone sort of think about me as an individual and what my own goals for like myself and my career aspirations were, and to be like supported in exploring all of those things simultaneously. Right after college, my friend introduced me to this company where I did this internship. It was a really great experience sort of learning about how do you build packaged software. I think the thing that was a bit more challenging was you're kind of limited to the level of creativity you can have. So what I was missing was that aspect of innovation and creativity. At the end of that internship, the really cool thing that happened was I just happened to be meeting other folks through friends of friends that were also in tech. A former thought worker was like, hey, have you heard of this company called Thoughtworks? And of course, like my response at the time was, no. What is a Thoughtworks? And she was just like, they have great programs set up. One in particular called Thoughtworks University is really focused on like learning at the same time as working and applying the things that you learn in a like realistic, pragmatic way. When I first came in through Thoughtworks University, I actually came in as a junior business analyst. As I started to think about career opportunities and growth, what am I doing in this BA role? What applies to other roles at Thoughtworks? And Thoughtworks was really receptive to, well, what are you interested in learning? Folks really encouraged me to think beyond what my role and title was. So I had a lot more focus on, here are the types of outcomes that I want to help drive for my customers and clients. And then that led me going into a variety of roles, from business analyst to project manager to being a program manager, and then ultimately moving into the chief of staff role for one of our managing directors at the time. And for me, that was probably the most exciting, because that's where I got to understand how Thoughtworks runs its business, and also to create an opportunity for myself to sort of leave my own mark on Thoughtworks. And that's how I actually got introduced to diversity, equity, and inclusion as a function for the first time. I think the thing that I've learned the most and I've grown the most from working in the DEI space is really about recognizing how to manage your sense of self. When you're in a DEI role, you actively have to think about what are the experiences, what are the perspectives that my colleague or my team member have that differ from my own? Why do they differ? And by having that understanding of where other folks are coming from, you then get to engage in a way that is much more authentic. You also get to engage in a way that helps build more shared interests, more shared understanding. From a professional perspective, my goal is really to focus on what can I do to help us continue to remove barriers for a variety of different people at Thoughtworks. There are a lot of folks that have challenges that they experience through no fault of their own. And I was incredibly fortunate to have people come into my life who were willing to help support me and to make sure that anything that I needed, I had. So what can I do to pass that forward? How can I show up in support of others and making sure that the way that I show up today not only enables me to be better as a person moving forward, but allows them to be even better as a person as well?